Puppies are already learning when you bring them home. Did you know that? So it's important to start teaching them good behaviors and good habits. So my name is Linda Kwan, and I am the owner and trainer at Wow Bow Wow. I specialize in working with, you know, dog parents, pup parents. They may be puppies that they just brought home, like the 2 to 4 month old, or they could be a little bit older or reaching their adolescent months, between the 4 to 5 month to about 24 months. And then I do also have the humans with mature dogs, whether they've had the dog for a while or they brought home and rescued a new mature dog. So what I'm here to talk about are puppies because during this season, it seems like a lot of families opt to bring home a young puppy around 2 to 4 months old. And one of the things that I see is a lot of times they may not take them to a class, which I understand because they're not fully vaccinated until about 4 or 5 months old. And by then, sometimes unbeknownst to you, there's been some unwanted behaviors that's been instilled in your puppies. So I wanted to cover three of them and to just kind of chat about it and let you know that, you know what, you should be very mindful to prevent these unwanted behaviors. So the first one has to do with, when your dog, oh my God, they're so cute when they're little. When they come to you, a lot of times they're so small, right? And what they do is jump up because they can't, they're like this far off the ground, maybe, right? And so, what I want you to be mindful to do is wait for them to have their paws all on the ground instead of jumping up at you. And then that's when you greet them. Because what will happen if you keep greeting them when they're jumping up on you because they're so cute, what will happen is as they grow older, they will continue to do that. And, some of those puppies grow up to be, 50, 60, 70, 100-pound dogs. And so you really don't want them to get in that habit, right? So start being very mindful when you bring them home to wait for them to be on all four paws. Now, another one that I really like for you to work on is, when you get a chance, do you start practicing nose target, which is you put your hand out and they bop you on the nose, right? So why I want you to do that is for a couple of reasons. For me, that's a great way to start like recall, which is asking your dog to come back to you when you call them. Now, who doesn't want to make sure their dog doesn't come back to them when you call them, right? The reason I do the bopping of the hand on the nose on the hand is because I want them to come that close to me within that arm length from you. Because what I find later on, a lot of dogs tend to do is come right out of reach. And then what happens, right? Then you can't grab them. Oops, sorry. And you can't grab them to put a leash on them, right? So that's why I want you to start practicing a nose bop. And that's a great way to also teach them to follow your hand, to teach them other things in the future. But it's a great thing to start teaching them. All right. Now, the third thing I see a lot of people do is grab things out of their puppy's mouth because, sometimes they grab some scary things that they shouldn't be, having in their mouth or ingesting even. So I totally understand that. But as much as possible, play the trade game. Because if you continue to just keep grabbing things out of their mouth, what can arise is resource guarding behavior. Because all of a sudden, that thing in the mouth becomes so much more important than it should be. So start playing the trade game, right? Offering them a different toy, like making it really enticing, squirming it around on the ground, or a food or something, right? A food, something yummy, one of their kibbles, right? offer them that. So when they open their mouth, you give them that instead and you trade. So again, those are my three top tips about, making sure you don't create some bad habits in your dog before you come to a in-person class. Now, just to let there are dog trainers out there that do have, online, on-demand classes where you can learn how to do these types of cues or teaching your dog to do a different kind of behavior than the jumping on you or grabbing things and running away or not coming when you call them. And for me, I also have a on-demand course that you could start off with at home, at your pace, at your puppy's pace, and in the safety of your home. And I cover a lot of other topics, obviously, including the foundation behaviors like a sit down and stay, and but like I mentioned, I cover those prevention topics as well as you know ways that you can make sure your dog has all their needs met. Their mental stimuli, as well as like the needs of a dog. So I cover a lot of things in that particular course. So if you want to learn more about that, just let me know. Drop a message, drop a DM, in below in the comments, and I'll let you know a little bit more about it. But in the meantime, love those puppies. Aren't they adorable? And thank you for joining me for my Training Tip Tuesday.